What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Persevere Performance Podcast. I am Coach G, and I am super excited about this episode. And reason I am making this episode is because yesterday I posted a video on my Instagram that talked about motivation, and it got a ton of engagement. So I wanted to hop on here and just make a little bit more of a, I guess, specific video on motivation and what I've learned and what I continue to learn as I've dove deeper and deeper into self-development. One of the biggest things that I've become really obsessed with and I'm trying to continue to grow within myself is my discipline. And I think that kind of really plays into this subject of motivation. As you guys know, we've been told that motivation is one of the key factors of somebody succeeding. Whether it's in school, business, in work, in your fitness, it doesn't matter. We've been told that that's one of the key factors of success. But I'm here to tell you that relying solely on motivation is more likely not going to help you get success. And I'll tell you why. But the first thing I want to do is I want to define motivation. Motivation is the emotion that compels you to move forward and take action in moving towards a goal. And it can come from within, or it can come from external factors such as incentives, rewards, you name it, right? Even like sometimes, as you guys know, if you watch like a motivational video, you hear a motivational podcast, or you see somebody succeeding in what you're trying to succeed in, that sometimes sparks that motivation, right? So without a doubt, obviously, motivation is a powerful factor in moving us forward or getting us to start something. But what happens when motivation fades? Unfortunately, as I'm sure you guys can all relate, right? Motivation is not a constant emotion. You're not always going to be motivated. It's just like any other emotion, right? Like sadness, happiness, anger, you name it. Eventually, that emotion is going to fade. And what happens once that emotion fades? What do you do? Especially if you're only relying on feeling motivated. And I feel like this is why a lot of people either don't start something or quit something very early on, is because as soon as they feel the lack of motivation or they feel like they're no longer driven in that way, they sometimes say, maybe it's just not for me. Or they just give up, get discouraged. So I genuinely believe that when people rely too much on motivation, it's pretty much setting themselves up for failure and disappointment. Because as I mentioned, and as you guys know, we're not always going to feel motivated. We're not always going to feel that drive, right? So I really wanted to hop in here and talk about the alternatives of just relying on motivation, right? So you may ask, okay, Poyo, you're telling me not to rely on motivation. What else should I be relying on? What else should I be focused on to ensure I'm moving towards my goals? And there's a few things that I really want to touch base on and obviously tell you guys from experience. The main things that I believe will determine whether you succeed or not succeed in something are going to be discipline, consistency, and systems. So, discipline is going to be what does discipline mean, right? It means moving towards that goal, making movement towards that goal regardless of how you feel. That is discipline. Discipline is staying committed to the process regardless whether motivation is there or not, whether you feel like it or not. That is exactly what discipline is. One of the beauties about discipline, and sometimes people think that some people are disciplined, some people are not. And it's not true, right? Discipline is something that is built. Discipline is something that can be gained by anybody and everybody. It's literally just like a muscle. The more you work discipline, the more you utilize discipline, the stronger your discipline becomes. So, for example, when you go to a friend's house, right, and they have chips and dip, and you are on a diet, and you decide to say no to those chips and dip, you are working your discipline muscle. And every little rep counts towards that muscle, I promise you. So, the only bad thing about this muscle is that it's also one of the muscles that atrophies the fastest. Atrophy means losing, right? Or, losing it. So, same thing, right? If you are working on being more disciplined and you go to your friend's house and they have that chips and dip and you decide to say yes, now you've done a rep in the negative way for your discipline. And as I said, like, discipline is something that I've become a lot more obsessed as I do continue to dive deeper and deeper into self-development, because I have found that the people that are able to succeed the biggest are the people that are able to build the most discipline, regardless of what it is, right? Whether it's in business, in sports, in fitness, it doesn't matter. So now the second thing I want to talk about, right, is consistency. Oh, and I want to use the example of yesterday for discipline. Sorry. So the reason I posted that yesterday is because as you guys know, may not know, I am currently prepping for a half marathon, and I am following a program. In this program, I had a scheduled run yesterday, which was actually a lactate threshold. So it was a challenging run, a lot more than just one of the easy runs. I had one of those scheduled yesterday, and I had a very long day yesterday. I got to the gym. I got here at 4:45. I took the morning class here at the gym, because the gym was closed. And after that class, I was literally back to back, whether it's phone calls, whether it's computer work, whether it was appointments, whether it's, clients. I was back to back all the way up till 5:30, almost 6. And I still had my run to do, but it was scheduled. So I had to really utilize my discipline to get myself to do that run, because if I'm being honest, I was tired, I was unmotivated, I did not feel like doing it. So what I did yesterday is, as soon as I got home, I literally dropped off my bags. I put on something warmer on because it was cold outside, which was another reason why I didn't want to do it. And I didn't even say hi to the dogs. They hated me yesterday. But I knew that if I sat down for 1 second, I was going to get lazier and I was not going to get out. So I just put all my stuff down. I got my ass out and I got on the run, whether I felt like it or not. And that also comes from like the discipline that I've been working so hard on building, that I was able to just do that, right? And that was my example. So now I really want to talk about consistency. The reason consistency is so important, and the reason why a lot of people fail as well, is because consistency builds momentum, right? And every action you take, you're either building momentum in the positive direction or in the negative direction towards your goal. And the more consistent you are, the more momentum you've built towards achieving that goal. So I'll use this as an example, right? I have been very proud. The only week I've not missed a single workout of this program besides the workouts the week where I decided to do a marathon for my birthday. I did a solo marathon. I'm going to do a whole other episode about that. But that week I missed because I had to take it a lot lighter to make sure that my legs were fresh to achieve running 26.2 miles for the first time in my life, which I did. It was brutal. It sucked, but I did it. Now, knowing that the consistency of me doing that, it built momentum, right? I didn't want to miss a day because in my mind, I've already been telling myself, I've been proud of myself for not missing a single workout. So yesterday, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to do that workout because I didn't want. Well, that was really cool. My GoPro definitely just died in the middle of this video, but we're back. And good thing I have notes because I can go back to exactly where I was. I was talking about consistency. So me building that consistency, as I said, is build momentum, right? And I don't want to let go of that momentum. So once you build momentum in something, in moving towards that goal, you don't want to stop that momentum. So building that momentum is going to help you stay on track in moving towards your goals, even when motivation is not there. And the last thing I really wanted to talk about is systems. Something that has helped me massively in building discipline, building consistency, is building systems around the things that I know I need to get done so that I do get them done. And I'll use this as an example. I don't really know how to use it for the run yesterday, but actually, no, yes, I can. One of the systems, the system that I used yesterday, when it came to getting out of the house and not getting more tired, was literally going in there and dropping off my stuff, putting something on, and without giving myself time to think about it, getting out the door and starting that run. Well, obviously I did my warm up outside, but even that, right? Like I could have stretched in that apartment. I could have done my rolling, done all that stuff in there, but I knew that if I stayed in there for too long, I was not going to want to get out and get it done. And system has been something, building systems around the things that I know I need to get done has helped me massively in staying consistent and moving towards my goals, whether motivation's there or not. So, in conclusion, while motivation can be a great I can't say that word, catalyst, for success, it's important to not rely on motivation solely and entirely. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys, man. I hope that this gives you guys a better idea on what to rely on when you're trying to move towards a goal or when you're trying to achieve something. It's something that has helped me massively and continues to help me massively. And I'm still trying to grow in myself. Like I said, I'm still trying to become more disciplined. I'm still trying to become more structured, more consistent, and just build better systems to keep myself accountable. So I hope this was helpful, guys. If it was, shoot me a comment down below. Let me know what you got out of this, what you liked about this video, and share this with anybody who you think would find it helpful. So hope you guys have an incredible day, and I will talk to y'all soon.